Welcome to our little mid-century modern home. And for the past 22 years, we have looked at this fireplace with disdain. It has always been a point of contention. Doesn't look very mid-century modern, and it just sucks up the light. So we have decided to put in an electric fireplace. One that has little LED lights and some fake wood in it, for a number of reasons. First, this gas fireplace insert actually works pretty well in terms of putting out heat. It was the state-of-the-art ugliness for 1968 when the home was built. You'll see some little vents down here on either side. Behind these grates are fans, and they suck in the cool air, run it through some big tubes around the back of the gas fireplace insert, and then push the air out through these holes in the rock. Fairly ingenious, and it works pretty well. The only real problem is that this is a real small room, and not 25 feet away is the kitchen. And if someone is baking or working on the stovetop, this area gets pretty warm pretty quick, even in the winter. Now, you can close this flue or whatever it is up here, but it still leaks cold air during the winter. So this is open and you get kind of a constant draft. In the winter, I'm fairly certain it's just kind of sucking out all the nice, cool, air-conditioned air. And when it's not, if you're not running the fire, it's just kind of this black hole that just really sucks up all the light. It's just this focal point that you can't turn your eyes away from. And that's the antithesis of kind of a mid-century modern home where you have windows up above and it's all about letting the light into the room. So we've just opted, after being here for 22 years, to replace this with something more visually pleasing. We could have ripped out everything, but that's really expensive, and I'm not really sure that it would have made any difference. Now, we chose this GE3 from Carlton and Genric. It kind of sounds like a dishwasher. We kind of looked at all the different models out there and how they operate, and this one, this GE3, seemed to be the one that kind of would work for our needs. It does have a little heater in it. I liken it to a hair dryer that's blowing out warm air, which is fine. Maybe take the chill off on some of these winter mornings. But it'll be interesting to see how it looks when it's installed, which is happening tomorrow. It's just a jump to your left. And a step to your right. Put your hands on your hips. And bring your knees in tight. And that was the time warp from 1968 to the 21st century. The electric LED glowing fireplace insert is operational, and I think it looks good, don't you? Nothing's going to be perfectly aesthetically matching with this rock wall, but we will eventually get around to putting in a mantle, so that'll kind of help with the lines. I don't know if back in the mid-century, 20th century, if these electric inserts were an option, if the builders would have put them in. I think they may have. I think they look good. And of course, you're not dealing with fire. You're not creating climate changing natural gas exhaust, and I do not have to pay for that. I have the heater on, and it's warm. You could sit here and not feel like you're in some sort of sauna and sweat your tail off. So I think it's going to be really nice, and the color and the light is pleasing. It won't be overwhelming in the evening. It'll just be a nice glow. So I think it was a good purchase and a good addition to this mid-century modern home, and I think it fits in well. So if you have any comments or suggestions or questions, you may leave those down below, and I will do my best to answer them. So for this old mid-century modern home, I am Kevin Knaus.